I ordered some new bottom deeps with an 8 frame configuration rather than the typical 10 frame, just because we wanted to have lighter boxes to carry when the frames are full of honey. The guy I ordered our nucs from this year, he said just use a regular stain. He said his bees have never seemed to mind. So that's what I'm doing. If his bees don't mind, I don't think my bees will mind. And we like this sort of natural looking finish. See how beautiful that looks? Last year, our first year beekeeping, we did these medium supers. And as you can see, the color on this mimics very closely the color that we're using. This medium super though was treated with dipping. I brought it to a beehive specialist and he dipped all of our boxes in wax. I didn't have access to that guy in order to dip all of these. And so we decided we're gonna just use this stain. Here's all of our frames. We got these are for our brood, right? We got the wax-based frames with the black so we can see the larva. And then here you can see it filled with the frames. South facing is ideal from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but we can't get them all south facing because we're putting 6 hives sequentially in just this one small footprint. And so our supplier, I asked him, what should I do? Would it work? And he said, yeah, you can do it. He said, invert them. So you have every other one facing a different direction. So when they come in, they're coming from opposite directions. The bees naturally gravitate to the outside. They'll migrate from one hive into another and join another hive. And those colonies will become stronger. I think this is a nice space where here it's fairly level. The slope is gentle enough for our stands to accommodate. So let's go ahead and set them up. Pretty close.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Now let's check it this way. Ooh, wow. Look at that.
Nice. Very
almost
good.
Spot on. We're gonna set it here initially, but we're gonna have to come back. And I'm sure they will settle unequally and we'll have to adjust the legs again and try to keep it nice. But I think this is a pretty good location, and we'll make that the honey shed. You want me to take that one now then?
Yep. If your straps are ready, just set it. I'll bring it over.
You want to go back?
A little more. Yeah, there we go. All right.
There's one hive in. What do you use for your smoke?
I make a lot of my equipment out of cedar. So these are scraps left.
Has a real nice smell.
You're right.
Just a little squirt of lighter fluid on the cedar, and then stick a match to it, let it sit there for a few minutes, and then it's good to go.
Oh, just this. Okay. I was thinking like shavings.
Yeah, no, it's just a cedar board, and I cut. This was one that cracked, so I just saved it.
Huh.
I did get into an Africanized hive once in Texas.
What do you mean by Africanized?
They are very aggressive. All bees use pheromone to communicate danger and that sort of thing. And they put out so much of that pheromone that they will, almost the entire hive will vacate and attack whatever is disturbing the hive. And they've been known to kill people, dogs, animals. I mean, the whole hive just covers them and stings them.
And that's what happened to you?
They told me it was an aggressive hive, so I put my shirt on and I put my gloves on and I opened it up, and it was very aggressive. It totally covered me. I couldn't see out of my veil except for little beads of light. I mean, they were just total. They were coming in through the holes in the top of here, trying to get to me. I probably got stung 25 times. A few times on the top of the head, but most was right around the glove between my shirt sleeve and I just had a pair of leather gloves I threw on. And so it was, wow, it was 3 deep boxes, and that is 5.
So a grundle of bees.
And then a whole bunch of bees in it. So, but I had queens because I was down there making splits. And I took all 3 boxes and I separated them. Out of the 3 boxes, I had 12 boxes of bees.
Even though it was an aggressive hive, you were able to still use it, huh?
If I put a queen in a hive that's queenless, in 6 weeks, all the aggressive bees will have perished, and the new queen, if she's accepted, will lay eggs. Her genetics are in the hive, and so it switches from an aggressive Africanized hive to a mellow European or Italian queen, and the bees are just like normal.
Huh.
So, but I couldn't find a queen, so I made switch and I gave everyone a queen, a new queen. Came back in 3 weeks just to see how they were doing. 4 of the 12 were still real aggressive. The other ones were settled down pretty good. So I moved those 8 that were good out of that bee yard, kept the 4 there. Came back another 3 weeks. 2 of them had mellowed down. 2 of them were still real aggressive. And I came back one more time. I couldn't find the queens again. I still gave them 2 new queens. Came back, they were both just aggressive as could be, and I squirted lighter fluid on them and put them apart.
They were done.
They were done.
Yeah, there was no
I
saving
couldn't
them.
sell those to other people.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't take
You
that
tried
chance.
everything
Yeah.
you knew.
Set my end over the strap. Keep coming. All right.
Okay.
That gets you close.
Thank you, sir.
And not too much pressure on that lid. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, Rick. Gideon was asking why that one colony has just one box and the other exception.
You sent me boxes at different times, remember?
Yes.
And I told you they're getting really populated and maybe swarming. So the ones
We had
that
to add those.
the ones that were really strong, I made a double deep. That way they didn't swarm.
Okay.
We didn't want to lose all the bees. We've
Worked so hard to grow.
Right. And you know, a swarm, if they're just pollinating for you, that's not too bad. But the old queen, 70 to 80% of the bees leave the colony.
Wow.
And if you've ever seen them hanging in a tree, kind of a ball of bees
I've
hanging.
seen pictures of it, but
Okay. That is the old queen, and a bunch of the bees have left the colony to start a new one. And inside the existing hive are multiple queen cells. Queens ready to emerge, ready to come out and take over the old hive. There's usually from 2 to 10,
oh wow.
and they'll battle each other in the hive. Survival of the fittest, whoever takes over wins, and she becomes the new queen. She's got to go on mating flights. She'll breed, take flights and breed with drones, and come back and take over the colony.
And so these ones were so robust that you were worried about them swarming, huh?
Correct.
Wow.
I'll set this one down first. Oh, okay, that one's ready.
Down?
Yep. Okay. All right.
Like a pro. And there are our 6 colonies of bees.